Welcome to the Hawley Area Community Show. I'm your host Jody, and I'm here at REACH, the place where I work my regular job as Executive Director, and I'm here with the Chairman of the Board, Lisa Bortnam-Weiser. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we're here in a sea of gifts because it's that time of year. And but first, I'd like to talk about just how long you've been on the board. I was trying to think, and I couldn't quite remember.
It's coming up on 3 years.
Okay, and so you are a member of the Hawley community, and I know you're also on the school board.
Correct.
And I also know you're on another board or two.
Yes.
So you're a busy lady, but can you just kind of tell us why you're on the REACH board and what drew you to this position?
Well, being from Hawley, I've known about REACH since its inception, since Mark Haugen was part of the original creation of REACH, and Mark is a personal friend of mine. So I think that probably what drew me most to this board is this organization was that it served the community that I lived in. You know, I enjoy working to help people that need maybe some more than the rest of us are blessed with, but the fact that this was right here locally, it works close with the schools, with the area, different rural communities around here, I think that's probably the most important.
Yeah, and as we've said before, it's so rare to have a nonprofit in such a small town.
Yes.
It's not just Hawley that REACH serves, it's also the other small towns in Clay County, Ullin-Hitterdal, Lake Park, Glendon, and as well as Norman County. Yep. And into Lake Park. So it's really for the small towns, correct?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. That's what kind of sets it apart from some of the maybe similar service organizations that are in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but they have a tendency to serve the urban areas, where for us it's just the small towns.
Right.
You know?
And at the risk of sounding like someone who's just trying to suck up, I think we have a great board.
I think we have an excellent board.
Yes. And currently we have how many members on the board?
Right now we're a board of 6. Our charter has room for 9. So I wouldn't say that we're an incomplete board, because it's a great mix of people right now from different communities with different backgrounds. But there is room to add 3 people if we so desire, and we would love it if anybody out there was watching, and especially people from outside the Hawley community, because just because we're located in this town, our board is a little Hawley heavy. And we'd love to see some people from Barnesville, Lake Park, Audubon, Ullin-Hitterdal, Norman County, some of those areas to take part in some of the decision-making process that goes into figuring out what programs we're going to offer, etc.
Right, and it's not a real huge time commitment, correct?
No, we don't really have a committee structure since it's a small organization and a small board. We meet every other month unless something in the interim is necessary, but we also have in our charter that we're allowed to do email voting and email impromptu meetings, so people have other lives, they're busy. A lot of people from these communities work in the Fargo-Moorhead area or Detroit Lakes, so sometimes it's not easy to get together here. So it is. It's a really small commitment for a really big payback.
Yeah, and the people that are on the board, they have a great spirit of what we're trying to do here, which is basically just taking care of people's basic needs, emergency needs. And a lot of what we do actually is just being a resource for when people don't know how to meet some needs, just kind of being a hub for getting information, correct?
Right. When people ask me what REACH does, rather than go in and pull up my big laundry list of all the things that we do, I like to tell people that we provide safety net human services to people from small communities. Yeah. And safety net can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. I mean, it goes anywhere from fuel assistance to food baskets to counseling, etc.
Right, so we're going to take a little break, talk a little bit more about how you pay for all this stuff and what's been happening recently, and a little bit about these gifts. So we're going to take a little break and be right back. And we're back with Lisa Bortnam-Weiser at REACH in Hawley, Minnesota, a small nonprofit. We're here with all these beautiful presents that the volunteers have been working on, and they're everywhere in the building. And we've noticed the need has gone up this year. I can't remember, do you remember the numbers? Last year was like 206 children, I think, that community members bought presents for. What is it this year?
We're getting close to 300, which is great that we're going to be able to serve 300 families with gifts for their children, but it's also, you know, a somber situation that's almost 30% over last year, what we did, of people that find themselves in need around the holidays. But the one thing that's been awesome is that it really didn't take any extra effort to come up with 100 more gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, the community is so, all the communities are so willing to step up to the plate to help out other people. So it's been wonderful.
It's a heartwarming time of year.
Yes.
And we have the holiday food baskets. Those numbers are up. Our food shelf numbers are up. So any monetary donations are welcomed, or anyone that wants to help us out in any way. However, we do have a fun thing for people that want to help us out. Would you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. This year for New Year's Eve, we've been struggling to find something unique, something fun, something community-oriented to do for Reach's, not only its annual event, but also as a fundraiser and to get the word out on what we do here. But this year we're going to host Lights, Camera, Murder. At the
Wait, murder. Okay,
Yep.
well that catches one's attention.
Yes.
Tell us more.
If anybody's ever heard or been involved in murder mystery theme parties, what this is everybody that signs up that comes to this, it's centered around a theme. This time it'll be around the Academy Awards taking place in Hollywood.
Oh, I get
Yeah,
it.
get it?
Play on that word. We love that.
Yep, and we're going to have an event where everybody gets assigned a character from main roles where you have to do something to people that are just in the background. And you get a role. You're kind of told to dress up because it's the Academy Awards, so it's a fun reason to get all dressed up. And throughout the night, there's an event that is kind of guided by staff, but most of it's all the characters. We all come in, it's the Academy Awards after party, somebody dies, we have a little dinner, then afterwards we figure out who done it. And yeah.
It sounds so fun, and sometimes people don't really know what to do on New Year's Eve, and so this is taking place at the Garrick Theater, correct?
Yep, the Garrick Theater right here in Hawley. It's going to be, you know, we're going to make it as close to the Academy Awards as possible. And it's, just for everybody's information, it's a limited alcohol evening. So it's an adults only. It's, you know, you have to be 21 and over to attend, but it's going to be a fun, semi-sober event here in town. Well, there'll be champagne because it's New Year's Eve.
Sure. But nothing, there'll be no bar or anything,
Exactly.
but there will be a dinner involved,
Yep,
correct?
there's a sit-down dinner involved. There'll be, you know, the entertainment of everybody there. It's going to be a reason to dress up, you know, in your most fabulous clothes and not have to leave the community and deal with the rest of the people out on the roads on New Year's Eve.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's 7 to 10 on
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And if you want more information, just call Reach. You can go to our website. We'll have information there.
Yep.
Or our Facebook page. The phone number is 483-3145. I will be there. Lisa will
I'll
be
be
there.
there.
And I can't wait to see what she's wearing.
Yes, and we're going to be sending out some invitations, but since it's so close to New Year's Eve, there'll be a limited invitation sending, and there is a cap to the number of people that can come just because of the nature of the party. So call early. Get in, get your RSVP in, get assigned a part. It'll be awesome.
Super. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for all that you do for Reach and the communities at large. Until next time.